Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Chuck Norris. Carlos Ray Norris is an American martial artist, actor, film producer and screenwriter. After serving in the United States Air Force, he began his rise to fame as a martial artist, and has since founded his own school of fighting, Chan Kuk Do. Norris appeared in a number of action films, such as Way of the Dragon, in which he starred alongside Bruce Lee, and was the Cannon Group's leading star in the 1980s. He played the starring role in the television series Walker, Texas Ranger from 1993 until 2001. Norris is a devout Christian and politically conservative. He has written several books on Christianity and donated to a number of Republican candidates and causes. In 2007 and 2008, he campaigned for former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee, who was running for the Republican nomination for president in 2008. Norris also writes a column for the conservative website World Neck Daily. Since 2005, Norris has been widely associated with an internet meme which documents fictional and often absurd feats associated with him. Early life. Norris was born in Ryan, Oklahoma on March 10, 1940, to Wilma and Ray Norris, who was a World War II Army soldier, a mechanic, bus driver, and truck driver. Norris has stated that he has Irish and Cherokee roots. Norris was named after Carlos Berry, his father's minister. He has two younger brothers, Velan and Aaron. When Norris was 16, his parents divorced, and he later relocated to Prairie Village, Kansas, and then to Torrance, California, with his mother and brothers. Norris has described his childhood as downbeat. He was non-athletic, shy, and scholastically mediocre. His father, Ray, worked intermittently as an automobile mechanic, and went on alcohol drinking binges that lasted for months at a time. Embarrassed by his father's behavior and the family's financial plight, Norris developed a debilitating introversion that lasted for his entire childhood. He joined the United States Air Force as an air policeman in 1958 and was sent to Asan Air Base, South Korea. It was there that Norris acquired the nickname Chuck, and began his training in Tang Soo Do, an interest that led to black belts in that art, and the founding of the Chan Kuk Do form. When he returned to the United States, he continued to serve as an AP at March Air Force Base in California. Norris was discharged in August 1962. He worked for the Northrop Corporation and opened a chain of karate schools, including a storefront school in his then hometown of Torrance on Hawthorne Boulevard. Norris's official website lists celebrity clients at the schools, among them Steve McQueen, Chad McQueen, Bob Barker, Priscilla Presley, Donny Osmond, and Marie Osmond. Martial arts career. Norris was defeated in his first two tournaments, dropping decisions to Joe Louis and Alan Steen, and 3 matches at the International Karate Championships to Tony Tulliners. By 1967, Norris had improved enough that he scored victories over the likes of Louis, Skipper Mullins, Arnold Urquidez, Victor Moore, Ron Marchini, and Steve Sanders. Norris would be a 2-time winner at S. Henry Cho's All-American Championship. In early 1968, Norris suffered the 10th and last loss of his career, losing an upset decision to Luis Delgado. On November 24, 1968, he avenged his defeat to Delgado and, by doing so, won the professional middleweight karate champion title, which he held for 6 consecutive years. In 1969, he won Karat's Triple Crown for the most tournament wins of the year, and the Fighter of the Year award by Black Belt magazine. Norris made history in 1990 when he was the first Westerner in the documented history of Taekwondo to be given the rank of 8th degree black belt grandmaster. In 1999, Norris was inducted into the Martial Arts History Museum's Hall of Fame. On July 1, 2000, Norris was presented the Golden Lifetime Achievement Award by the World Karate Union Hall of Fame. Rise to fame. In 1969, Norris made his acting debut in the Dean Martin film The Wrecking Crew. At a martial arts demonstration in Long Beach, Norris met the martial artist Bruce Lee. In 1972, he acted as Lee's nemesis in the movie Way of the Dragon, which is widely credited with launching him towards stardom. In Asia, Norris is still known primarily for this role. In 1974, McQueen encouraged him to begin acting classes at MGM. Norris's first starring role was 1977's Breaker, and subsequent films such as Good Guys Wear Black, The Octagon, An Eye for an Eye, and Lone Wolf McQuade proved his increasing box office bankability. In 1984, Norris starred in Missing in Action, the first of a series of Rambo-inspired POW rescue fantasies themed around the Vietnam War POW Mia issue that were produced by Israeli cousins Menahem Golan and Yoram Globus, and released under their Canon Films banner. Norris later dedicated these films to his younger brother Wieland. Wieland, a private in the 101st Airborne Division, had been killed in June 1970 in Vietnam while on patrol in the defense of Firebase Ripcord. The film, however, was criticized heavily as being a preemptive cash-in on the Rambo film series. Over the next 4 years, Norris became Canon's most prominent star, appearing in 8 films, including Code of Silence, The Delta Force, and Firewalker, in which he co-starred with Academy Award winner Louis Gossett, Jr. Many of the aforementioned films were produced by Norris's brother Aaron Norris, as were several episodes of Walker, Texas Ranger. In 1986, he was involved in the production of the Ruby Spears cartoon Karate Commandos. After an 8-year layoff, he starred in the 2012 sequel to The Expendables. In October 2014, he revealed that he would be shooting a new film, The Finisher, in March 2015. Walker, Texas Ranger. By the end of the 1980s, Canon Films had faded from prominence, and Norris's star appeal seemed to go with it. He reprised his Delta Force role for MGM, which had acquired the Canon library after the latter's Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Norris went on to make several more films before making a transition to television. In 1993, he began shooting the series Walker, Texas Ranger, which lasted 8 seasons on CBS, and continued in syndication on other channels, notably the Hallmark Channel. On October 17, 2005, CBS premiered the Sunday night movie of the Wick, Walker, Texas Ranger, Trial by Fire. The production was a continuation of the series, and not scripted to be a reunion movie. Norris reprised his role as Cordell Walker for the movie. He has stated that future Walker, Texas Ranger Movie of the Week projects are expected. However, this was severely impaired by CBS's 2006-2007 season decision to no longer regularly schedule movies of the week on Sunday night. Product endorsements. Norris has appeared with Christie Brinkley in a long-running series of cable TV infomercials promoting Total Gym home fitness equipment. Norris has also appeared in a commercial for Mountain Dew. In 2010, Norris appeared in advertisements for communications company T-Mobile in the Czech Republic. In 2011, Norris appeared in advertisements for the World of Warcraft video game. In 2012, Norris appeared in a series of commercials for the Polish bank BZWBK. In 2017, Chuck Norris becomes Fiat's ambassador, a tough face for its commercial vehicles. Fiat says Norris embodies 4 pillars of its business: determination, reliability, dynamism, and competence. Professional wrestling. At the 1994 edition of the World Wrestling Federation's Survivor Series event, Norris was the special outside enforcer for the casket match between The Undertaker and Yokozuna. During the match, Norris delivered a roundhouse kick to an interfering Jeff Jarrett. Family. Norris married Diane Holchek in 1958. In 1963 their first child, Mike, was born. His daughter Dina was born in 1964 out of an extramarital affair. Later, he had a second son, Eric, with his wife in 1965. After 30 years of marriage, Norris and Holchek divorced in 1988. On November 28, 1998, he married former model Gina O'Kelly, 23 years Norris's junior. O'Kelly had 2 children from a previous marriage. She delivered twins on August 30, 2001, Dakota Allen Norris, a boy, and Danielle Kelly Norris, a girl. On September 22, 2004, Norris told Entertainment Tonight Mary Hart that his daughter Dina was the result of an extramarital affair. He did not meet her until she was 26, although she learned that he was her father when she was 16. She sent a letter informing him of their relationship. After meeting her, Norris said he knew she was his daughter upon seeing her. In 2005, Norris reported in his autobiography that his mother gave birth to him when she was 18 years old. Norris has 9 grandchildren. Christianity. An outspoken Christian, Norris is the author of several Christian-themed books, such as The Justice Riders. He has also been in a few TV commercials promoting Bible study and prayer in public schools, in addition to efforts to reduce drug use. In his World Neck Daily columns, he has expressed his belief in biblical creationism, that those who are troubled should turn to Jesus, and is quoted as saying, "True patriots do not stay clear of discussing religion and politics." On April 22, 2008, Norris expressed his support for the intelligent design movement when he reviewed Ben Stein's Expelled for Townhall.com. Martial arts and personal fitness. Norris has received a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu from the Machado family. In his February 15, 2010 World Neck Daily column, Norris announced that, starting in the fall of 2010, he will begin a second weekly column for Creators Syndicate. This new column, C-Force, will focus on personal fitness. Philanthropy. He is known for his contribution towards organizations such as Funds for Kids, Veterans Administration, National Salute to Hospitalized Veterans, the United Way, and the Make-A-Wish Foundation in the form of donations as well as fundraising activities. His time with the U.S. Veterans Administration as a spokesperson was inspired by his experience serving the United States Air Force in Korea. His objective has been to popularize the issues such as pensions and health care that concern hospitalized war veterans. Due to his significant contributions and continued patriotism, he received the Veteran of the Year award in 2001 at the American Veteran Awards. Norris also established the United Fighting Arts Federation and Kickstart Kids in 1990. as a significant part of his philanthropic contributions. The organization was formed to develop self-esteem and focus in at-risk children as a tactic to keep them away from drug-related pressure by training them in martial arts. Norris hopes that, by shifting middle school and high school children's focus towards this positive and strengthening endeavor, these children will have the opportunity to build a better future for themselves. In 2005, Norris founded the World Combat League, a full-contact, team-based martial arts competition, of which part of the proceeds are given to his Kickstart Kids program. Additionally, Norris supports the Vijay Amritraj Foundation, which aims at bringing hope, help and healing to the defenseless and innocent victims of disease, tragedy and circumstance in India. Through his donations, he has helped the foundation support pediatric HIV/AIDS homes in Delhi, a blind school in Karnataka, and a mission that cares for HIV/AIDS infected adults, as well as mentally ill patients in Kochi, in Londonderry, New Hampshire. Political views. On February 15, 2016, Norris is a Republican, and has donated more than $32,000 to Republican candidates and organizations since 1988. Norris supports gun rights and ownership, and is against public schools celebrating the Day of Silence. In 2006, Norris began penning a column for the conservative news website World Neck Daily, sharing his musings about faith, family, freedom, country, loyalty, maybe even kickboxing. On October 22, 2007, Norris announced his endorsement of Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee for president. Norris said, "I believe the only one who has all of the characteristics to lead America forward into the future is ex-Arkansas Gov. Mike Huckabee." After the 2008 presidential election, Norris drafted a letter to President-elect Barack Obama, stating that he should use and cite the Constitution, protect American life, learn from the mistakes of your Democratic predecessors, and lead more from the center. On November 18, 2008, Norris became one of the first members of show business to express support for the California Proposition 8 ban on same-sex marriage, and he chided activists for interfering with the democratic process and the double standard he perceived in criticizing the LDS Church without criticizing African Americans, who had voted for the measure by a wide margin. During the 2012 presidential election, Norris first recommended Ron Paul, and then later formally endorsed Newt Gingrich as the Republican presidential candidate, after Gingrich suspended his campaign in May 2012. Norris endorsed Republican presumptive nominee Mitt Romney, despite Norris having previously accused Romney of flip-flopping and of trying to buy the nomination for the Republican Party candidacy for 2012. On the eve of the election, he and his wife Gina made a video warning that if evangelicals didn't show up at the polls and vote out President Obama, our country as we know it may be lost forever. Norris also produced the film Answering the Call, which featured his 2007 trip to Iraq to visit the troops. Norris endorsed Huckabee again in the 2016 Republican primary before he dropped out. In March 2016, it was reported that Norris endorsed Republican Texas Senator Ted Cruz, and that he would be attending a Cruz rally, but 2 days later, Norris stated he would only endorse the GOP nominee once that nominee has been nominated by the party. Norris has visited Israel and voiced support for Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in the 2013 and 2015 elections. Internet meme. In late 2005, Norris became the object of an ironic internet meme known as Chuck Norris Facts, which document fictional, often absurdly heroic feats and characteristics about Norris. Norris has written his own response to the parody on his website, stating that he does not feel offended by them and finds some of them funny, claiming that his personal favorite is that they wanted to add his face to Mount Rushmore, but the granite is not hard enough for his beard. On November 29, 2007, Gotham Books, the adult division of Penguin USA, released a book entitled The Truth About Chuck Norris, 400 Facts About the World's Greatest Human. Based on the Chuck Norris facts, Norris filed suit in December against Penguin USA and Author Inspector, claiming trademark infringement, unjust enrichment, and privacy rights. Norris dropped the suit in May of the following year. Thank you for watching. Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Please like and subscribe below. Please like and subscribe below.